Hello again, everybody. It is WrestleScope Live. I am the Icon Jonny K. How are you doing today? Welcome to the show. And we actually have some news today. We actually have some wrestling news today. And I'm happy that you're all here joining me. I'm going to apologize. My voice is off today. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know how long of a stream this is going to be today. We're kind of all over the place with times. Frankie, I'll get to your comment here in just a second. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, please check out, you see it scrolling on the bottom if you're watching on Twitch, on YouTube, or on Facebook Live. Please click on my bio wherever you're at and click on the link tree. You can find out everywhere that social media has for WrestleScope. Everywhere we are, we've got... like I said, we've got Twitch, we've got YouTube, we've got Facebook Live, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. Well, not quite everywhere, but pretty darn close to it. So please, would greatly appreciate you following on all the different channels, especially if you could help me out with subscriptions on YouTube, follows on TikTok, and follows on Twitch. And we'll get to that at the end of today's show. So, big news coming out today. Stephen A. Smith from ESPN on First Take today had Triple H. He had Paul Levesque on today for a very candid interview, and it wasn't a it wasn't the typical wrestling interview. It was a very candid interview with Triple H where he talked about the health scare that he had a few months back. He talked about just how serious it was, and I'm not going to get into the details. Go and watch it. It definitely worth the 14 minutes of time. ESPN has posted it on their YouTube channel, so definitely check out the interview. There was actually a point in time that Triple H actually got very emotional talking about just how scary the health situation was, but he is now living with a defibrillator in his chest. He had serious pneumonia, and it led to some heart issues, and I mean, it was very, very serious. But thankfully, he is healthy again. I mean, he's still recovering, but he's much better than he was. But he has said that he will not be able to compete in the ring any longer because of having a defibrillator in his heart, which is a shame because I think we probably could have gotten one or two more quality matches from Triple H before he would have ended up calling it a career on his own terms. But obviously now with, his health and being a husband and a father, and obviously being, an integral part of WWE as far as in the corporate sense, yeah, the time is over. Now, does that mean we're not going to see him on TV anymore? No, I'm sure we'll see him come back again. He just will not be wrestling anymore. He will not be an in-ring competitor. And considering the length of his career and everything that he has accomplished, I mean, fortunately, we're not speaking in the terms of what we just did a couple of weeks ago with Scott Hall, with him passing away. We still have Triple H here, and I had tweeted earlier that he still has a lot to give to the business, still a ton to give to the business, and I look forward to seeing what else he could do. I mean, he did amazing things with the Black and Gold brand, and obviously had that all taken away from him. So hopefully we will get to see the Triple H effect on WWE once again. Hello, Adam on TikTok. How are you doing? All right, more weird messages on the TikTok. All right, so Frankie, I'm going to get to your comments real quick here, but I want to take the time to talk about Triple H. And, love him or hate him, I mean, he was the quintessential heel for many years. He knew how to play the crowd and how to get them to turn against him. And there were times that he was a great baby face and he knew what to do to draw people's attention. And look how many different times he transformed himself over his career. I mean, he came in, I remember when he was Terra Ryzing in WCW. Yes, Terra Ryzing. That was his name. Search it out on the WWE Network, on Peacock if you can find it, on YouTube, whatever. Terra Ryzing. Yeah. Then he became, Jean-Paul Levesque in WWE, or no, he became Jean-Paul Levesque in WCW after Terra Ryzing. Then he came over to WWF and was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the snobbish, Connecticut blue blood. And, that transformed into Triple H, which then became, part of DX, the original DX with Shawn Michaels. And when HBK had to step away from the ring due to his back injury, you remember, I actually just remember seeing this video a couple of days ago of the very first Raw when Triple H came out, and he had X-Pac, he had China, and then it was the New Age Outlaws, and it was the brand new DX where he talked about it was his DX now, and basically throwing Shawn Michaels under the bus in a way, and running that for so long and doing some incredible things with that. Their battles with the Nation of Domination were just unbelievable. And then, becoming part of the whole thing with, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, that whole, how he, married the drugged Stephanie McMahon in Las Vegas, and then that whole feud with Vince McMahon, and then joining the corporation, and just so many, just the way that his career went on and on and on. And every time that he needed to make a change, he made a change. He made an adjustment to his character, and he did incredible things with it. And then we saw, later on, we saw him as the cerebral assassin, as the King of Kings. Then reuniting DX with Shawn Michaels and having some great runs there, and then becoming the corporate person, first having kind of the combination of corporate Triple H and wrestling Triple H. And then suddenly he just became the COO and the authority, and just so many incredible things over the years. Just an amazing amount of great memories with Triple H. I still remember when he came back, the pop that he got, and I forget, I want to say it was it wasn't in Madison Square Garden. I can't remember what arena it was in when he came back from that devastating quad injury that he had. And he came back and he was a heel when he left. And it was like, a conquering hero returning. The pop that he got, it was just incredible. Again, if you haven't seen that, search Triple H return in YouTube and Google, whatever you want to search it in, and look for the video. You'll know it's him. He's wearing the leather jacket with the cut off jean jacket over the top of it. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Lucas hated the Triple H character against Daniel Bryan. Yes, absolutely. Frankie. Yep. Love him or hate him, you got to respect what he has done, though. Absolutely. I mean, there were times I hated him as a character, but just everything that this man has done over his career, longevity, championships, just the impact he has made in the world of professional wrestling, in the WWE, you can't overlook it. You definitely cannot overlook it. Again, he may not be your favorite, just like, not that I'm comparing him to Hulk Hogan, but let's talk Hulk Hogan. I've never been a fan of Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan, along with the partnership with Vince McMahon, revolutionized the world of professional wrestling in 1984. And, for 6-7 years, they were the force. Hulk Hogan was, the catalyst for so many people becoming WWF fans. And then when he left and he went to WCW, and then helping build that organization up. And then in 1996, beginning the NWO with Hall and Nash, and again, changing the landscape of professional wrestling. love or hate Hulk Hogan, you cannot overlook the impact that he has had in wrestling. You could say the same thing about a Ric Flair. You could say it about a Randy Savage. I mean, there's so many you could say it about. So take away the love or hate feeling about the character. Think about what the actual person did and the impact they had in professional wrestling, in sports entertainment. Well, in this landscape here on this channel, we call it professional wrestling. Whatever Jericho wants to call it, whatever Vinnie Mac wants to call it, we call it professional wrestling. Yes, DX alone was groundbreaking. Both iterations of it. The Shawn Michaels Triple H China, and then the Triple H and everybody else, definitely groundbreaking for sure. I mean, there are going to be just a slew. You could do, 10, 12 hours of retrospective of Triple H and his career. When it comes time for Hall of Fame for him, it's going to be incredible. Hall of Fame is a standalone, not as part of DX. But it really is a shame that we are not going to be able to see him as an in-ring character again. My goodness, it's been a long week. But that being said, Howling Mad, how you doing? That being said, thankfully, we will still hopefully get him back on TV again very soon. He looked pretty good in the interview with Stephen A. Smith today, but obviously he got very emotional when talking about his health. And maybe we'll get lucky enough that there will be something even, whether it's in, a tribute to Scott Hall or whatever it may be, we'll get some sort of an appearance at WrestleMania from Triple H. If that happens, then we know things are pretty good with him. Crossing fingers for that one, that we end up with something, anything. I don't care what it is. Just let's get something with him at WrestleMania where he shows up on camera. Even if it's something pre-recorded. Live would be better, but pre-recorded would be fine. Okay. Yes, the presidential speech for DX, all of that stuff, as massively socially incorrect as it is now, that, it was back in the day in the Attitude Era. I mean, that was stuff of legend. It truly was. And, you really couldn't get away with a lot of that stuff. I mean, look, not to rehash a topic from yesterday, but look at what happened in just that brief few seconds of what Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti did on Dynamite, and look at the outroar, the outrage that came from that. Imagine if anybody attempted to do what Hunter and Sean did back in the day at the beginning of DX. Frankie, yes, I did see your comment. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Okay. I wanted to stick with this. I don't want to be jumping around too much today. So, Triple H again, I'm glad he got to make this announcement in his own way on a mainstream platform. That was really cool to see. That didn't just leak out somewhere on the internet, that one of the wrestling news sites didn't just break it, that he was able to tell us himself, and that he was able to say it in his own words. And it really was, it wasn't I have a huge announcement to make today, that today, I am officially announcing my, retirement. No, it was in the conversation. And obviously Stephen A. Smith knew that he was going to say it, because he led up to everything right away. I mean, they opened the interview talking about his health. So what in the world? Okay, sorry, I'm getting messages here that I think I might need to respond to here. Sorry. My goodness. Oh, yeah, I gotta love things around here. Let's see. Howling Mad. Well, let me get to Frankie first. He's had a comment sitting here for a few minutes. First of all, thank you again for tuning into WrestleScope Live. I am the Icon Jonny K. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's see. You haven't watched Raw or SmackDown since they fired Keith Lee. Watched it yesterday on Hulu. I think Vince needs to be committed. The man is so out of touch with the fans because the product sucks now. Oh, Frankie. Frankie. Yes. You obviously have not caught too many of my broadcasts here where I have just criticized up and down what WWE is doing and how the horrible build is. And don't worry, that last comment I'm not going to put in the show. The build for WrestleMania has been awful. It's been, copy paste. Let's have 60 minutes of video highlights on a 3-hour show, and it's terrible. It really is. I mean, there have been some good things. The build to Edge versus AJ Styles has been great. A lot of the stuff with Roman versus Brock has been good. It's just, it's been carrying on too long. It really has. I do like what they're doing with Austin Theory and Pat McAfee, but again, it's kind of dredging on a little bit too long. Becky and Bianca, that has been great, and they've pivoted a couple of times, because of Becky, and they've done well with that. So it's not all bad. I'm not going to sit here and say everything's been absolutely horrible. I am not, totally 100% anti WWE, but man, I got to tell you, the bad stuff really stands out, doesn't it? The bad stuff really does overshadow. And that goes on to Frankie's second comment here. You watch AEW, they're putting on an amazing, superior product. Like, oh, WTF, what is Vince thinking? Again, AEW is not perfect. They are not perfect. But the difference is Tony Khan is running All Elite Wrestling as a professional wrestling company. Vince McMahon is running WWE as a sports entertainment property. See the difference? If you put the shows together, the best 2 hours of Raw versus Dynamite, or SmackDown versus Dynamite, you put them together and you can see the differences between pro wrestling and sports entertainment, and why the differences are so huge. This is completely different than the Monday Night Wars when it was WCW versus WWE, or WWF at the time. That WCW towed that line between professional wrestling and sports entertainment. They had the professional wrestling, but they also had some of these sports entertainment in there. But when they started sliding heavier towards the sports entertainment side of things, that's when things started to falter for them. And they could not keep up and battle with the sports entertainment side of WWE. So, people that have compared, AEW versus WWE is the same thing as the Monday Night Wars. No, it's not. You're looking at two completely different things here. Will AEW succeed over WWE in the long haul? I don't know. It's possible, but you've got the company that's still on its rookie contract. If you look at it from a football aspect, they're in year number 3 right now, going into year number 4. And WWE has been around, since the dawn of time, it seems like. They've got a 40-year, almost a 40-year head start on AEW. It's really hard to overcome that. Are they trying to overcome it? I really don't think so. Quite honestly, I don't think Tony Khan sits in his office and thinks, I want to destroy WWE. I want to put them out of business. I think he's a guy that enjoys competition. Honestly, he enjoys the competition. He has fun with it. If there's no competition, it's probably not fun for him anymore. Okay? I don't know how in the world we got down that road. Yeah, they fired Keith Lee. Not just Keith Lee. I mean, think about all the other 80 names that were released. Because it came down to a couple of things. One, the health issues that Keith Lee had at the beginning of last year, where he missed time due to COVID and then had his own heart issues and health issues and everything. the main roster just didn't know what to do with him. They honestly didn't. And look how many times that happens. That a guy could be great on the independent scene. He could be great in NXT, or a woman too. They end up on the main roster and it just stinks. Okay, over to Howling Mad on TikTok. I did not hear anything official about AEW signing a contract with HBO Max. Now, Tony Khan is supposed to be reportedly announcing a couple of signings tonight, a couple of signings, and there's speculation going on that it could be one of them could be a female signing, a women's wrestler signing. The other one could be talking about AEW / Ring of Honor signing with HBO Max. Now, if it ends up being both, it's not just Ring of Honor, but if Tony Khan's enterprises of AEW and Ring of Honor sign a deal with HBO Max to be a streaming service, holy smokes. You saw it on your Facebook. Wait, which one did you see? And that more wrestlers were released? I have not seen anything about wrestling releases either. Not sure where you're seeing that. I'm on my Twitter right now, and I know if there was more releases today, Twitter would have just exploded again. I'm speculating that we are going to see releases probably right after WrestleMania. Again, traditionally, there are some releases that come after WrestleMania every single year. Now, the last 2 years was kind of weird because of the pandemic and just everything else that was going on. I would not be surprised, though, if we did see some more releases again coming up soon. I sincerely hope not, but at anything is possible right now in the WWE. If we've learned anything over the last couple of years, anything is possible in the WWE. A couple things. Oh man, there was something else I wanted to talk about. We've talked a lot about WWE talent going over to AEW, but a report came out today. I think it was Fightful Select had it out. If I'm not, I believe it was Fightful Select. Well, I know Wrestle Talk talked about it, that Ethan Page is high on the list of AEW talent that WWE is interested in. Obviously, they're extremely interested in Jade Cargill and MJF. MJF is locked up until the beginning of 2024. But they are very interested in Ethan Page, though he just signed an extension with AEW, so he won't be going anywhere for at least another, I believe, 2 years. I think that's what it is 2 years. So, could we be seeing more AEW talent heading over to WWE? That's possible. I mean, it is, AEW, just like WWE isn't for everybody, AEW isn't for everybody either. There are people, I mean, we've talked about the whole Joey Janela thing from a couple of weeks ago where, he's really ticked off at AEW simply because of the fact that, first of all, he believes he had a lot of heat backstage for injuring Eddie Kingston. Then he wasn't really being used after being, really a huge part of the foundation of the very beginning stages of AEW when they brought him in. So he's been very outspoken about Tony Khan in AEW. There's other talents that have been there. Big Swole has really been vocal about certain things in AEW. And again, I've said they're not perfect. Their women's division still struggles. And it's not because of lack of talent. Let me tell you, they have a talented roster of women. It's just the booking, how they're being used. And, I don't know if I know Kenny Omega has been heavily involved in the recruitment of the women and bringing them in. I don't know how much involvement he has in actually booking the women's matches. If Tony Khan is doing all the booking, the one thing he would probably be better served to do if he wants to book the men's division, the men's singles division, that'd be great. And let Kenny Omega run the women's division and maybe have somebody else booking the tag team division. You know, again, that's where you run into problems where you could run into problems where you've got multiple people booking things. But then again, you run into problems. Look at WWE when realistically you have one person booking the whole thing. Now, granted, WWE has a huge team of writers that feed things up the chain through Bruce Pritchard to Vince McMahon, whereas, you know, it's been said by numerous wrestlers within AEW that, you know, it's completely different there. Like, hey, you know, you come in, you're told what to do. You know, here's the things you need to hit. Go run with the promo. You know, you don't have writers doing things for you for the most part. It's different. But if you've got one guy doing everything, it does make it difficult, and somebody's going to get left behind in the shuffle. Okay? Somebody really will. So Howling Mad thinks WWE 2K22 is awesome. That is great. I don't know if I'm ever going to play it. Me personally, I do not have a gaming system of my own. My son owns a couple, but I don't game. I don't. You know, my kids play, you know, Switch and Wii and, you know, everything else, you know, all the time, and it's not for me. So, but everything I've seen, it looks awesome. I think it's great. Callum, buddy, good to see you in here. Thanks for jumping in. And Michael, hey, sorry, I didn't see you in there, buddy. Good to see you in here on TikTok as well. So, give me your thoughts on Triple H. You know, what do you know, not the character, but what do you think of his career? Or what is the thing he is most going to be remembered for? Is it going to be DX? Is it going to be the Authority? Is it going to be, you know, just his singles run as the Game, as the Cerebral Assassin? Is it going to be, you know, his time as a COO, running NXT? What are you going to remember Triple H for the most? Leave it in the comments. Would love to see it. We'll talk about some of them here. I will, if you're on YouTube or Facebook Live, if you're watching replays, I will comment on all of them. Howling Mad says DX, definitely DX. Michael says he thinks all of it. That's cool. So let's talk about SmackDown real quick tonight. I am so excited because they've announced two matches. Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley and Queen. Wait, what? Oh, that's right. They've got one woman from each of the teams in the Fatal 4-Way. Oh, no. Or is it it's a 4-way singles match? Is it a Fatal 4-Way, not tag team? Sasha versus Shayna versus Rhea versus Queen Zelina. Okay. We get Jimmy Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And we get the fallout of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns ahead of their WrestleMania 38 showdown, which means we're going to get a whole bunch of video replay packages tonight of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. It's going to be just a multitude of video packages tonight. Yeah, that just means we can be excited about Rampage tonight, right? And let's see, I'm trying to remember. Obviously, we've got Ricky Starks versus Swerve Strickland tonight. Hook is on tonight. I'm trying to remember what else is on Rampage tonight. Let me see if AEW posted what's all going to be on Rampage tonight. Hopefully they did. Yeah. Starks and Strickland. Hook. Oh, here we go. Oh, Dustin Rhodes and Lance Archer. That's going to be crazy. You've got Alan Angels and 10 taking on Red Dragon. QT Marshall presenting his certificate of accomplishment to Hook, and Nyla Rose is in action. Nyla Rose is in action. Speaking of Nyla Rose, oh man, I have heard so many people taking a dump on what happened to Thunder Rosa on Wednesday night when she was supposed to come out, you know, basically her first appearance as the new AEW Women's Champion. And before she even gets to say anything, she gets interrupted by Vicky Guerrero, who, I don't know, went off about, you know, green cards and, you know, being a citizen and whatever the heck else it was. Yeah, Callum, I know that Rampage is pre-taped. Yeah, they taped it. I stay away from spoilers. When I know Rampage is not live, I try staying away from spoilers because I want to watch it live and be excited about it. But, you know, and then Nyla Rose comes out and attacks her. And yes, I understand you're setting up for the oh, Holly Man, thank you. Let me see if I can find that real quick here. Let me see if I can see what you sent me. Hang on a second. Okay. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't enlarge. Let's see. I'm trying to open this image that you sent me to see if I can make it bigger. My question for you is, who posted that? If you notice, Holly Man, if you notice in the underneath the headline of that, it says if AEW signs with HBO Max. If. So they're speculating that it's going to happen. It's not a confirmed thing. So yeah, you always gotta watch, you know, the in between the lines kind of stuff to see what there is. So yeah, back to the whole Nyla Rose Thunder Rosa thing. Yeah, it's setting up for storyline and everything, but man, you know, could they have at least let her talk for a minute, you know, as the newly crowned champion instead of her getting interrupted by the shrilling of Vicky Guerrero? You know, it was really disrespectful. It truly was. Back to SmackDown. Yep. 30 minutes. You know, I may actually run a stopwatch on it tonight and see just how much of video packages we get in the show tonight. I think it's going to be horrific. I think it's going to be really bad. One announcement that did come out today, which is good news. Shad Gaspard is going to receive the Warrior Award for what he did on the day that he passed away, unfortunately, when he went to rescue his son. You know, basically being a hero and a father. And they are going to, I was surprised they didn't honor him last year. I'm really surprised they didn't do it last year. I figured they would have, but they're doing it this year. So it's good to see that that's happening. I'm still wondering, are we going to hear any other Hall of Fame announcements? Are we going to find out any other Hall of Fame? Oh, perfect timing for this. There it is, right there. You can see it on the screen. Why is the Legendary Crusher not in the WWE Hall of Fame? Why? It needs to happen. WWE, I'm still calling you out. If anybody from the WWE ends up seeing anything of what I'm posting anywhere, explain to me why the Crusher is not in the WWE Hall of Fame. If you could give me a valid reason why he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame, I'll get off this soapbox, all right? I'll stop. I won't say anything more about it. I've actually been quiet this week about it, but doggone it, not to take anything away again from Shad Gaspard because he deserves that Warrior Award. Vader deserves to go in the Hall of Fame. Undertaker goes into Hall of Fame. Queen Sharmell is going in the Hall of Fame. But that's it? Come on. Really? That's the best you could do in front of 100,000 fans in Dallas, Texas? Really? We could do much better than that. Come on, WWE. You could do better than that. All right. Michael, I don't know when Triple H is going to go in as a solo competitor. It could be a few years. It really depends on, who else is out there. Batista's still out there. The Rock's not in, is he? No, The Rock's not in yet. Cena, obviously, will go in at some point in time, too. Triple H is going to be on his own. Guaranteed. He will be on. He will be the marquee guy when he goes in. Just like Undertaker is the marquee guy this year. Okay. Triple H will be the marquee guy. So if somebody else that's, of that stature, Rock, Cena, those three, all separate years, guaranteed separate years for sure. Batista, most likely separate from all three of those guys too. So, realistically, you've got the next 4 years of Hall of Fame headliners set. And then depending on whenever Randy Orton retires, you got 5. If Randy Orton retires in 4 years, which who knows how long he's going to go, you're set for 5 years right there. You really are. You're right. Supposedly the Steiners, but come on, we're 8 days out from WrestleMania, and they have not announced another big name in there yet. Unless they're going to just bombard us tonight with a bunch of them. Could that be why they've only announced 2 matches and, more stuff with Roman and Brock? Could that be it? I don't know. My hopes are not high for SmackDown tonight, quite honestly. I think a taped Rampage is going to be so much better. And I'm happy Rampage is back to its normal time this week. That really sucked for them. I understand with being on a network that is heavily carrying NCAA basketball tournaments, to have to be pushed back. But I hate that for any wrestling show. I remember when Raw got preempted because of the Westminster Dog Show. Raw preempted because of dogs. I remember that. Do you remember that? It was, Michael, I know you're just saying. It's an idea. Well, let's see if the build for WrestleMania gets any better tonight. But I'll tell you, I don't have any confidence in WWE, to be quite honest. I have no comment or no confidence. Yeah, think about it. The 5 guys that I mentioned there, incredible. Then obviously you throw in an AJ Styles down the road. There's a lot of people that can go into the Hall of Fame. But eventually, Brock Lesnar definitely will be a Hall of Famer. When his time comes. There's a lot of them in the pipeline still, but once the next 5 or 6 really big marquee guys, are done, what's going to be left? Who are they really building up to be? You look at that grouping. You look at the grouping of Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, The Rock. Stone Cold Steve Austin. That whole cornerstone of guys over 20 plus years, you don't really have anything like that coming. You can include Edge in that. Yeah, very good point. If any Hall of Fame news gets announced, we'll at least have something to discuss next week. Because I'll tell you, this has been a rough week. This really has been. I mean, I know, from some of the news, the news YouTube channels I watch, they've struggled this week coming up with things to talk about in the news. I mean, there's been some heavy stretches on things to talk about things. I mean, last week we were bombarded obviously with Scott Hall, and then the Big E injury and those things, and Thunder Rosa, coming out of Revolution, and just all that stuff. And this week has just been really, really, really quiet for the most part. So, I mean, today is the first time, I wish it was better news about Triple H. I mean, thankfully, health-wise, he's getting better, and he looks good, but, we get the bad news that he's not going to be wrestling anymore. And it truly is a shame. It really is. Yep. Mark Henry's in already. Yeah. Big Show, Rey Mysterio. But, quite honestly, those guys still are not on the level of, Triple H, Rock, Cena, Lesnar. They're just not on that level. No offense to Rey Mysterio. Absolutely no offense to him. Chris Jericho, ooh, I don't know. Ooh, boy. Never say never, but man, that's going to, especially with what he's doing right now in AEW, with the whole I'm the sports entertainer thing. I'm wondering just how ticked off Vince McMahon is at him right now. He has got to be really ticked off at him right now about that. But then again, who knows? TKG, we were just talking about that. It's all going to depend on who headlines next year. If Triple H goes in, then you push out Batista for one more year, Cena, Rock for another couple of years, probably. Hollyman, Triple H was a wonderful wrestler in DX. Triple H is Hunter Helmsley. Yep, absolutely. Owen Hart, who knows, though. It looks like AEW is going to honor Owen Hart before WWE does. They're supposed to be doing the Owen Cup coming up very soon. Bret Hart will most likely be getting involved back with AEW again. Martha Hart has had a lot of discussions with Tony Khan and with AEW. If that happens, I don't know how soon we'd see Owen Hart in the WWE Hall of Fame. It really should have happened already, but there's been underlying issues. They've had underlying issues. If that happens, it would be, VCW wrestlers went in. You'd have to think, it would have to be RVD. RVD would be there, Sabu. Why it hasn't happened yet? Wait, no, didn't RVD go in already? Yeah, RVD got. I thought RVD went in already. Hang on. Time to pull up once again. Let's see. Let's take a look at. Oh, good grief! Yeah, I need to look at the Wikipedia page. This is just absolutely. You go to look at WWE Hall of Fame, and it's just awful. Can we just get a breakdown of who's all in the flipping Hall of Fame? I mean, come on. The Great Khali is in the Hall of Fame. Really? I still. Yes. Yeah. Rob Van Dam. Yeah. Last year. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Callum. RVD went in last year. Okay. So we got one. We got one right there. Think they're going to announce a celebrity this year? Dreamer, it'll be a while before Dreamer. Public Enemy, no. Public Enemy will not happen. Raven, well, he's been very outspoken about WWE as well. I don't think Raven will. Sandman, yeah, I could see Sandman. Sabu. Nasty Boys, I'm surprised that, they could be considered too, but these are all ones too that should have happened. Yeah, Michael says Owen's family said no to the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, there's still bad blood between Martha Hart and the family and WWE. Oh, Cal, great shout here. Lemmy from Motorhead would be perfect for the for a celebrity for that. That would be perfect. I love that. We talked about this a couple of minutes ago. I love that Shad Gaspard is getting the Warrior Award. I really love that. If anybody is deserving, it's definitely him. Definitely him. Again, the fact that it didn't happen last year was disappointing. I'm trying to remember who got the Warrior Award last year. I don't remember who it was. It might have just been timing too. It could have been so. Oh, Rick Herring. Rick Herring got the Warrior Award last year. I'm trying to remember who he is.
You guys want to do a little?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to bring that audio in. No, Titus was 2 years ago. No, it was Rick Herring last year. I forget what he did. No offense. Oh, wait a second. No. Okay, wait a second. I'm confused here. I think we had two last year. Oh, Rick Herring was a long time WWE employee, I believe, is what he was. Hold on, let me get off the WWE site here, and here we go. WWE Hall of Fame Wikipedia is so much better. Here we go. No, Titus O'Neil was 2020. Oh, that's right, because they had a double up. They had a double up last year because 2020 didn't get their own. So technically, there was two Warrior Award winners last year. Titus O'Neil was technically 2020. I can't find any information about this. Hold on. Let me scroll up here real quick. Let's see, Warrior Award. Talking about 2015. Yeah, I know Rick Herring was a long-time WWE employee. Yes, that's right, Michael. He worked in the WWE office. You think Cena's Make-A-Wish kid will make it? I don't know. I don't know about that. All right. Wow. Man, we've been going for almost an hour already. Holy cow. This went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Holy smokes. I wasn't expecting that. And tomorrow is Saturday. And that means it is WrestleScope Weekly tomorrow. That's right. Will we have a lot to talk about on tomorrow's show? I don't know. We will talk about Triple H. We will talk about controversies in the world of wrestling. We will talk about the build for WrestleMania. Lots of things that we could talk about tomorrow. I'm going to work up notes tonight during SmackDown of everything we're going to talk about tomorrow. Not 100% sure what time I'm going to be on tomorrow. It will probably be later in the afternoon again. Got kind of a crazy Saturday again as a dad, but excuse me. Oh my goodness. Shouldn't be yawning already. But also have some vehicle work I have to do tomorrow, unfortunately. So that's going to take up a better part of the day. So I'm expecting later in the afternoon, early evening tomorrow for WrestleScope Weekly. But that will be out. We'll definitely be doing that. And don't forget, if you haven't already seen the notification, already set up, we are set and ready to go for WrestleMania predictions coming up next week, Thursday, March 31st at 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. in the UK. Let's see, it would be for 8 a.m. in Hawaii. So for the early morning people, it'll be there for them. I will be joined by the man that's right here in the comment section here on YouTube. Callum will be joining me, and the lovely Luna Havoc will be joining as well. And hopefully, I'm still working on a fourth. We're going to make this a fatal four-way for WrestleMania predictions. And again, we're not going to have any goofy belts coming out, though. I may have to. Oh my goodness! There goes the SmackDown chair. Might have to bring out a belt though. May have to. Oh, that is a good question. You know what? I got to double check. I believe, I don't want to type it wrong. Yep, I saw your question there. Yes, I don't think she'll mind that I put this in the comments. Actually, no, you know what? I'm actually going to put it as a banner. I'm going to put it as a banner. And underscore? Yeah. Always have to remember. All right, there. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I goofed it. Sorry. I have to retype that. I misspelled it. That's why I can't type while I'm broadcasting. It just does not work. All right. That is Luna Havoc's Twitter right there. Okay, at Havoc_Luna. Definitely go follow her. She is a cosplaying horror and wrestling fan. Has some great opinions on the world of wrestling. I can't wait to talk to her next week as we do predictions. Yeah, Leo, we've been. Did you? Oh yeah, I don't have a title on TikTok here. Yeah, we talked about Triple H retiring. That was at the beginning of the show. We spent most of the show talking about that. But yeah, right there. I'll get the pointing right one of these days. There we go. Right there on the screen. You can't see it on TikTok, but you can see it on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. That is Luna Havoc's Twitter right there. Go check her out. Always so much fun chatting with her. But I think we're going to get out of here. My voice is starting to go. I got a couple of hours until SmackDown starts, which is going to be such a wonderful show tonight, isn't it? Isn't it? It's just going to be a great show tonight, isn't it? Yep. But I will be back tomorrow with WrestleScope Live. We'll have some news on Sunday. As always, please don't forget to go check out the link tree. You can check out all my social media, catch me wherever I may be. And my Amazon wish list is there too. Oh, I know what we need to talk about before I wrap up here. Gotta keep talking about it because we are now officially 1 month out. 1 month out from my birthday, and you guys have heard me talking about it, and I'm going to continue to talk about it, is I have a goal. So within a month, and it's a huge goal at this point, as the clock is ticking now, to get to 100 followers on Twitch, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 10,000 followers on TikTok. If I can get 2 out of those 3 done by my birthday in 1 month, I will do a 24-hour live stream. That's right. A 24-hour live stream. What the heck am I going to do for 24 hours? I don't know. I may have to start gaming on here. I may have to play a old school wrestling game or something. We may do a watch along of something. I don't know. I got to figure out what the heck I can do. I'm not even 100% sure what YouTube will allow me to do for 24 hours. I know on Twitch, I can pretty much do anything. TikTok, you can pretty much do anything. So that being said, so I need your help, folks. You know, if you are just popping into this, if you're just tuning in, thank you very much. Please like my channel, like my accounts. If you're able to subscribe wherever you are, please do that and hit the notification bell. But again, the goal is 100 on Twitch, 1,000 on YouTube, and 10,000 on TikTok. TikTok, we're almost halfway there. We're almost halfway there, and we're slowly edging up on the other ones. If we can get 2 out of the 3 done, you get a 24-hour stream of me. I have no idea what that is, but okay, maybe we'll see. We'll see. You know, and maybe I'll bring out all the belts on that day. Who knows? All right. Thank you very much again for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. As soon as I get a time locked down, I will get it. I will get it posted on Facebook Live, on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can see it. That's why it's important for you to have the notifications on. I will also tweet it out as well, so you know. Thank you very much, and I will be live here on TikTok Live as well tomorrow for WrestleScope Weekly. Thank you again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate. Oh, there we go. That's Callum's new show. Gotcha. Yep. See, plug your show there, buddy. Free plugs. That's what we're all about. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Greatly appreciate it. As always, you are all awesome. I am the Icon Jonny K. This is WrestleScope Live. We will see you tomorrow. Try to enjoy SmackDown and definitely enjoy Rampage tonight.